Hello, it's me again, Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about overthinking and, also gonna draw on my big ass sketchbook. So this is gonna be a pretty chill video. And if that's your thing, stay and listen, and watch me draw whatever comes to my mind. We're just gonna freestyle it today. Just showered today, so I'm very relaxed. I want to put on some music and get drawing and talking. This is today's cue. We don't gatekeep around here. All right, so it is 9:34. Today we're gonna be using this pencil I found, 1HB pencil, and I'm gonna try and use some charcoal. I haven't used it in a while. I haven't used it in like 2 years, actually, 2 or 3 years. But yeah, today I just wanted to talk about overthinking, because as you can guess, today I've been overthinking, and it's because there's just been so much. Actually, it's not even a lot. I feel like when you give yourself too many responsibilities or too many things to do uh within a day, like too many tasks within a day, your brain just gets overloaded. And when it gets overloaded, you just end up doing nothing for the whole day. Me, I just feel paralyzed because I'm like, well, I don't know which one to do. I don't know. And then I don't know, like usually this feeling lasts for a couple days, but I don't know. I'm also just getting scared about my future. And but I'm still gonna try and have a positive outlook on everything. Like I wish to tell myself this, but it could always be worse. And honestly, I truly believe I'm gonna get to wherever I want to get one day. But right now, goddamn, it's fucking scary. Holy shit. It's like so crazy. I'll literally be like, oh no, this art video isn't performing well. And then I'll immediately jump to, will I get married in the future? Like, just like that. My mind is like all over the place, man. Oh, it sucks. Even this drawing right now, I'm like overthinking everything too much, Like I just have to let loose. My problem right now is like I'm just scared of failing so much, and that's so out of brand for me. Even art wise, because dude, when I do art, I don't give a shit about failing, because I could just redo it again and again, just like that. But let's fucking restart, Restart. Nothing wrong with restarting. Just good life. It's okay to just start from zero again. But I'm gonna try and have that mindset where I just don't think. And I think that's something I've always tried to tell myself to do whenever I'm overthinking too much, is I just don't think. And that's kind of easier said than done. I feel like when you like purposely try and not think, you end up doing it over time. something I learned is the people who get far in life are some of the most simple-minded people, and I don't even mean that as an insult. I'm like so jealous of people who can just be locked in on one thing every single time, and I think that's just the best mindset to have when you're trying to achieve something great. Me, I'm trying to practice that every single day, just trying to focus on one thing at a time. Because if I try to focus on too many things at once, then the quality of whatever I'm trying to do goes down. And when the quality goes down, then I feel down because I know I'm not performing at my best. But overthinking, as bad as it is, there is some positives to it as well. I think when I overthink, I have like some of the best ideas. Uh, like I'll just randomly think of like the best ideas ever. I'll put up a painting, for example, of something I made, or something I thought of while I was overthinking. But yeah, a lot of great paintings that I've done uh, just stem from overthinking. There's just a beauty to like the fact that you're just able to throw out a bunch of fucking ideas just out of nowhere in your brain, but at the same time, it's like one of the worst feelings too because you're just like, what the hell is going on? And back to that thing where I try to combat overthinking with just not thinking at all. I think people call that flow state. It's a very popular term. And I think being in that flow state is like the best thing for literally anything you do. I want to make like a whole separate video on this, so maybe I'll probably just talk about it for a bit, but when you're in that flow state and when you're not thinking about anything but that one thing you're working on, it's like the greatest feeling ever. And like I wish I could just turn it on like a switch or something. Like there's just a button in my brain I could just press and be like, yeah, just focus. But if life were that easy, then life would also be boring. But there's actually a funny story on how I first kind of discovered flow state. Like there's been a lot of times in my life where I just go into flow state, but I never knew what I was doing. I just thought that I was just being hyper focused. But there's the first time I remember was actually in high school during one of my basketball varsity games. For context, the day before, I kind of hurt the feelings of this girl that I liked in high school, and that kind of made me feel like ass. Like, I just felt so sad the next day that I genuinely didn't give a fuck about like what happened during my basketball game. I literally went in with the mentality like, I don't care. I don't care what happens. I'm fucking like, this shit is fucking me up right now. I can't focus on anything else. I don't care what happens. I want to get this game over with. That was my mindset during the game. And funny enough, during that game, when I just wasn't thinking of anything, I dropped like 18 points, 15 points in the first half of the game. Very nice game. Oh yeah, let's go. Just because I wasn't thinking of my positioning. I wasn't thinking of my shooting form. I wasn't thinking my teammates. I was literally just catching the ball and I was just shooting it. Like I just didn't give a shit. Like if it went in or not. And I think when you get into that state where you're just not thinking about anything, it's such an unreal feeling. And of course, of course, when the second half comes, everyone's hyping me up. The coach is like, "I want you to play like that more. I need you to do that in the second half." And then when I'm like fully conscious again, and I realize like, damn, I'm actually having a really good game. I dropped like 2 or 4 points in the second half. But that's the thing though. It's like when you start thinking about it again, everything just falls apart. But I applied that same mentality to my art now, and even like to other aspects of my life. Uh, in university. In university, I find it harder to get into that state because it's just I find school like boring and studying boring. But if the class is interesting and I genuinely like am very intrigued in the topic, then yeah, it's easier for me to go straight into studying it, right? But man, if I hate that shit, it's just not gonna happen. But man, for art though, it's like art, I can summon it the easiest because when I know what to do and I have a plan in mind, then I can literally just not think about it and just do my thing. This is how I see it. I feel like in order to get into that flow state, it all starts with confidence, right? Art, for example, you build that confidence by just practicing a lot, practicing the basics, practicing the fundamentals. And once you're able to master the fundamentals, in my opinion, I think you can literally just create anything. Yeah, like for me, when I do my paintings, right? Okay, this is gonna be kind of hard to explain, but I'm gonna try my best to explain it. You're about to get a breakdown of how I do my paintings. First comes the idea, and that usually just comes out of nowhere. Like I can literally be taking a dump on the toilet and it will come to me, right? Okay, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know why I thought that. Alright, besides the point, it starts with an idea. And when I have that idea, I'll then go into my sketchbook or my iPad, and then I'll just scribble a bunch of shit down until I get a composition I like, or uh, just a sketch, like a basic sketch that I like. I'll put down an example. Yeah, during that sketching phase, that's probably the phase where I think the most. I need to get the composition down, and then on my iPad, I want to see what color palettes go well with whatever I'm planning to do. Once I have that down, I'm able to just go into the painting. And the hardest part for me is just getting the whole foundation and sketch down, like the bones of the project, right? So that's like the first layer of the painting. And there have been times during my art process where I'll lay down the painting and I just don't like it. And I hate the composition, and then I get demotivated and I'll just not work on it for a couple days. But I think that's just pretty normal. If I don't like it, then I'll sit with it and I'll go back to my sketchbook and restart, right? But when I do have everything that I like down on the canvas, the bones of the painting, then I can activate my flow state, because at that point where I have the idea solidified in my head, my the color palette I have in mind, everything, all the groundwork laid out, right? Then I'm gonna be at my most confident. I can literally turn off my mind and just start doing my thing. It's literally just being confident. That's it. It sounds simple, but it's also hard because to gain that confidence, you just need to practice. But yeah, back to just overthinking. Now that I'm just talking about it and talking about my process again, it's just making me remember, like, maybe some videos, the performance of my videos, even though it's been slowly and consistently just growing over time, I'm still hard on myself. And comparison, when you compare yourself to other people on social media, it's like the worst fucking thing ever. I gotta stop doing that, but it's besides the point. I gotta realize making content, editing videos is so much different than making art. Like, I'm confident in making art, but I'm not as confident in the whole content marketing thing. Man, I am like such a noob. I hate. Okay, that's not true. I don't hate editing, but I don't like how long it takes. I hate how long it takes. I think it's just another thing I have to practice, man. Like, and honestly, I'm trying to enjoy it. Like this, all this, like the YouTube stuff and just talking to camera is new. And this I actually enjoy, like making content. It's just the editing part, man. It takes so fucking long, and I don't have a good computer. I just have my shitty Mac, and you can barely run editing software. Like, it's so annoying, and everything takes up space. Like, I have no storage on my phone, no storage on my laptop. I had to buy like a new USB, but that's like the least of my problem. I feel like once I get better at it, keep doing it, just keep practicing it, keep posting, I think it'll all get better. And I think another reason why I even started this channel was literally just to get better at talking, because I suck at talking to people. Actually, you know what? I think I want to talk about this, like how I practice, like getting into the flow state during my art. And it was straight up through my sketchbook, like this. I'm gonna make a separate video on my sketchbooks, but first of all, dude, those aesthetic sketchbooks, oh, I cannot do that. And I'm like a little jealous of people who do that, but bro, I cannot do that shit. Okay, anyways, sketchbooks. The way I use them is the way I feel like you're supposed to use them, me, like in my opinion, and that's just to mess up, like be not like to just wow, crazy stutter, to just scribble and like do like bullshit on it. Once I started having that approach to the sketchbook, I was able to apply that to the rest of my art. One thing I did to practice that actually was just sketching in pen. It was pretty scary at first, but once I just kind of just stopped giving a damn, then dude, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling, like to be able to just pull out my sketchbook anywhere and just doodle on it whenever I just felt like doodling on it and not really giving a like a shit about how it turns out. It's like the best feeling ever. And like once you erase that fear of failure, everything else just becomes so great. Man, I don't know why I just don't apply that to my own personal life, but I should be doing that more often. God, I'm still like so afraid to go up and talk to people, bro. It's like actually such a bad. It's so bad. Bro, how am I gonna get married? To my friends watching, we might not be getting a wedding anytime soon, but that's okay. That's okay if I'm last. because I can enjoy all of your guys' weddings first. Please. Yeah, I feel like once you master that thing we call failure, once you just erase that out of your head, you're probably just gonna be unstoppable. And like I've been saying this whole video, it just takes time and practice. Honestly, I feel like in order to get over overthinking, just act like a kid. I feel like when I was a kid, I was at my peak creativity. My imagination was probably at its most active when I was a kid because you get nothing to worry about. At least for me, I'm grateful to just I had no worries as a child. My only worry was just like doing well in school. That's it. Man, I don't gotta worry about adulthood. I don't gotta worry about falling in love. But once middle school hit, I think that's where more of my overthinking came in. Because once you get like rejected or things just don't go your way, that's when you start second guessing yourself. And in my school, the jump from elementary to middle school, education wise, was so big. Like I felt so dumb in my class. In elementary school, like I was like a pretty decent kid. I was already above average. I was an above average kid. I was above average in like every subject, but then once grade 7 hit, everything was just going downhill. Like I actually sucked. Like it was such a humbling experience. But most people would react it by trying to, like just study more, study harder. The way I reacted to it was, oh, I failed. I'm not gonna try anymore. And that just became my whole mindset towards things. Man, I should have just done this in pen so I didn't have to erase, but it's so funny. We're doing a video on overthinking, and I'm overthinking so much on this one drawing right now. Alright, pause. I'm gonna log in. I'm just not gonna give a fuck. We're gonna listen to myself. We're just gonna not give a fuck about what happens to this drawing. I've been thinking about it too much, and it's pissing me off. But yeah, I want to talk about like that overthinking stem from. And for me personally, as a kid, like I said before, it stemmed from middle school. Just that humbling of, not being actually that smart. And you gotta understand, being an artist was not something on my mind at all. And it wasn't even something I cared to be getting better at because I was always taught that just being an artist was not gonna, like, it's not a way to make a living. So when you're in that environment where it's mainly just math, science focused, right? Then if you're not excelling in those certain subjects, then you're gonna feel like a failure. And I'm not like putting down schools that are focused on that because like statistically like the jobs that deal with like math or science are obviously going to be a bit more successful, and there's less risk involved. But when you're literally a creative and you're born to be creative, it sucks me getting told that. But yeah, oh my gosh, I just thought about this right now. Something that scarred me as a kid. I had a crush on a girl in grade 6. Like elementary school. I remember like, dude, this is when Kick Messenger. I don't know if a lot of people know Kick Messenger is, but this is when Kick Messenger was a thing, and people knew that like my friends knew I liked her, and she knew that I liked her too, right? I don't remember the exact details of it because it was fucking traumatic, but I remember like it felt like a prank or something like that, kind of just leading me on to think that she liked me back, but she really didn't. And damn, that core memory that messed up my confidence as a kid. Yeah, after that did not shoot my shot for a while. Until like grade 12. Oh, to be a kid. But yeah, there's like I'm laughing about it, but it's that shit low-key traumatized me. And oh my god, another thing. People knew me as a kid who literally played basketball, right? And in grade 7 and 8, when I didn't make my competitive team, oh my god, I made the fucking developmental team. Basically, like the shittier team that anyone can get into. Oh my god, that felt like actual garbage. Dude, grade 7, 8, middle school was like actually so humbling. It's not even funny. But it was so needed. A lot of kids don't ever experience that humbling feeling until later on. And I think it destroys them. Like, I hear a lot of stories of gifted kids just getting like straight burnout and getting like humbled uh, after realizing they're not the smartest, and how that like kind of just set them back a couple years. And I'm so glad that happened to me in middle school and not when I'm like in my 20s, because dude, if that happened to me in my 20s, I don't know. But honestly, man, like even things like heartbreak early on, like I'm kind of glad that I was able to experience it early on in my teens, because like a first relationship, for example, and a first breakup, if I were to experience that when I'm like 30, dude, ooh, and that's not to shit on people who haven't been in a relationship yet, because hey, bro, I don't blame you. I haven't dated in a while. I feel like I mean, obviously I'm still overthinking right now, but I like to say that I don't overthink as much as I did before. I think it was so much worse before. Like I would get into some dark thoughts with my overthinking, especially during COVID. But I think when I finally got over it was, dude, probably 2024. Like not even that long ago. I think when you kind of just realize that this is your only life, then and you should try to just be living it to the fullest. This is something I try to remind myself too, even now. Like, man, you have like nothing to lose. Like, I'm complaining about social media, dude. Numbers and all that, they aren't even real. None of it is real. It's just a number, you know what I mean? Like, why would I tie myself to that? Why would I waste energy just worrying about that? Honestly, like I said, I'm still practicing on that feeling of just trying to like not give a shit, you know, like how I was when I was a kid. Because you know, you never know, man. You never know when it's your time to go. I always think of people who are just told they're about to like die the next day or die in like a couple months, and you know, they once they hear those news, they do everything like they've ever dreamed of. And I find that so funny because it's like, why do we not have that attitude more when we're just alive? When we know that we're gonna be alive like the next day, right? Like, I don't know. I think one of the main reasons why I keep wanting to do this, like this YouTube stuff, man, I hope one day when I have kids, like they can watch these videos and like kind of learn from me, you know? That'd be kind of a cool feeling. Like this art stuff, for example. In all honesty, if I wasn't trying to make this like something I can turn into a living one day, I would just not be posting any of my art at all. And I think I would probably have like some of the best art if I just didn't post it. Honestly, I still debate to this day if I want to be posting my art, because it's something, it's like it's my love. I love it. But, you know, you can get everything in life, you know what I mean? Like, in order for me to make this turn into a living, or make it to something I can, you know, like profit from, then yeah, I gotta post it. Obviously, I gotta put myself out there. That's just something I gotta live with. And honestly, it's pretty fun just learning learning to kind of balance everything, you know? Even though it's scary, like one of the things that stopped me from going into any creative field dealing with uh, drawing or art is just the feeling of, man, what if I fall out of love for it? What if it just turns into a chore for me, and I don't want that. That's why, like when I'm making content like this, it actually helps me. It really helps me enjoy the art, and it's almost like I kill two birds with one stone. Like I get to make content while doing all this, right? This type of stuff, this type of art, I love, where I don't really have to think, I mean, despite me overthinking earlier, like, well, it was, like, we grew as we were talking throughout this video. And now that I'm looking at it, dude, we've been at this for like an hour. Holy shit. I might have to cut the commentary short here because I feel like I've been talking for so long. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish the drawing. And whatever I talked about today, I'm just gonna post that. See, like, this is what happens when I just lock in and I stop giving a shit. Like, I just go into like a creative state. It's like I said before, to get into the flow state, you gotta be focusing on one thing. So goodbye again. Yeah, not gonna lie, I probably spent like another 30 to 40 minutes on this. Like, when you look at the difference of when I was talking and drawing and then when I just became silent, you see the difference, right? Like, I'm able to get into the flow earlier when I'm just focused on one thing. Dude, look what happened to my eraser. It used to be pure white before this, now it's just all black, man. Look at my fingers. Really got down and dirty with this one. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not overthinking anymore. I feel really good actually. I feel pretty relaxed now. And I'm ready to look forward to tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe watch a movie, decompress a little bit, make some food, and go sleep. Good night. I love you.